Hi there. Welcome to Volunteer Orientation. I am Holly Beck, and I just want to go over with you a little bit of what we're going to be sharing today. So we're going to do introductions. We'll look at the orientation video, the volunteer handbook, what to do next for you, and then what. So let's go ahead and start with introductions. And so I'm Holly Beck. I'm the Volunteer and Community Engagement Manager here at Senior Services. You've probably emailed with me or maybe chatted with me on the phone. Hopefully we've had some kind of contact to get you at least to this website. So let's go ahead and get started with our orientation. And so here's my contact information. I like to share this picture because this looks way better than I look right now. It's a Photoshop picture a little bit, but here's my email address and my phone number. You are welcome to contact me at any point in the process, or if you're volunteering a couple years down the road and you have some questions, feel free to reach out to me. And so next we're going to watch a video, and bear with me as this goes. It is our senior services video, and it kind of goes over the different programs that we have and some of the volunteer opportunities. And of course, in these uncertain times, some of these are not available at this point, but hopefully down the road we will see those kind of open back up. So we'll go ahead and get that started here. And just bear with me, it's a little clunky, but we'll get it done.
It's my honor and privilege to officially welcome you to the Senior Services family. You are joining a large and faithful and dedicated group of staff and volunteers who make our mission possible. And that mission is focused on making sure that older adults in Forsyth County are able to remain in their homes, living and aging with dignity and purpose. That mission began very meagerly back in 1962 when several women saw a need and prepared a few meals and took them out to friends and neighbors. That began what is known today as Meals on Wheels, and we are the oldest continuously operating Meals on Wheels program in the Southeast and the third oldest in the country. That program alone now delivers more than 250,000 meals every single year. That's 250,000 hot meals, 250,000 smiling faces, knocks on the door, and perhaps most importantly, 250,000 moments of human connection. Human connection that would otherwise be impossible without the dedication of faithful volunteers such as you. Senior Services mission is accomplished through a variety of programs and services. Here are just a few.
Hi, my name is Marcia Campbell, and I'm the Care and Resource Coordinator for Senior Services Home Care and Helpline Departments. First, I'd like to thank you as a volunteer for the services and time you allocate to us. Without the help of our volunteers, this organization could not ever serve as many people as we currently do. The staff currently sees 166 participants each week, 2 to 3 times a week for varying periods of time. We do this with the aid of 26 full-time and 2 part-time CNAs, or certified nursing assistants, who work in the field. Our primary focus is on personal care and bathing services, and that's because so many of the seniors in this area are either uncomfortable with or unable to do their bath by themselves. To be eligible for this service, it's very simple requirements. An individual must be 60 years of age or older, must need assistance with at least 2 primary activities of daily living, or ADLs, and one of those must be bathing. They have to live in Forsyth County, and they can't be driving at all. A person can stay with us and receive our services as long as they need us and as long as they comply with our program requirements.
Hello, my name is Diana Baker. I'm one of the social workers within the Living at Home department. The Living at Home department consists of a team of social workers and a nurse case manager. We serve individuals under the CAP-DA program, the Community Alternative Program for Disabled Adults, ages 18 and up within Forsyth County. Thank you for being a volunteer at Senior Services.
Hi, my name is Crystal Norman, and I work in the Aging Resources Department, or better known as the Helpline. Our team works with older adults 60 and older, their caregivers, and professionals in the Forsyth County area. Those needing assistance with housing options, in-home assistance, or other long-term care needs can reach us by phone, email, or in person as needed. After a comprehensive assessment, we provide them educational materials and an appropriate referral to the program or agency they are needing. When you are in the community, if you meet an older adult who has unmet needs and would benefit from speaking with an aging resource specialist, please have them contact the helpline at 336-724-2040. And thank you for volunteering your time and talents to Senior Services of Forsyth County.
The Senior Lunch Program is a service we provide for residents of Forsyth County who are 60 or above. The meals are catered in through Golden Corral. Lunch is served at noon. Before lunch each day, we have an activity. This consists of many different things. We play bingo, we exercise, we have arts and crafts, we have music and sing-along day. We also have guest speakers from in the community that come in and talk on a variety of topics, from health and wellness, nutrition, home safety. We consider this our preventative program. It greatly decreases isolation. It gets these guys out with other folks their own age. They form great friendships and develop meaning and lasting relationships. Sites are open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We currently have 4, 3 in Winston-Salem and 1 in Kernersville.
Perhaps our best known service is Meals on Wheels.
Hi, my name is Linda Kearsley, and I am the Vice President of Nutrition Services. I have the distinct pleasure to oversee the Meals on Wheels and Senior Lunch Nutrition programs. I'd like to take this time to thank you for your willingness to volunteer. Our volunteers are literally the driving force of our program. They enable us to put eyes on the folks that we serve each and every weekday. Our meal recipients are primarily homebound, and some have no other social contact other than the volunteers that come visit each day. So not only do our volunteers deliver a nutritious meal, but they also do a wellness check. And if they see some concerns or issues with the folks, they let us know and we check on them. We have over 1,400 volunteers of all ages, but primarily they are retirees. We have 70 routes that service the county, and it takes about an hour and a half to deliver a route. Our folks will tell you that this is a very, very rewarding experience because they develop meaningful relationships with our meal recipients, and they really feel like they're making a difference.
Hello, I'm Casey Hammonds, Director of Annual Fund and Special Events here at Senior Services. In the Development Office, we are responsible for fundraising for the organization at large to make sure that all of our programs run successfully. We cannot achieve this without the generosity of donors and volunteers like yourself. We have several needs throughout the year to help us raise funds for the organization at large. We have a few special events that happen occasionally throughout the year. We will use volunteers during the event itself in a number of different capacities, as well as volunteers leading up to the event, helping in the office to get prepared. We also have several mailings that we distribute throughout the year to help us reach our annual fund goals, and volunteers are an integral part of that process. So we are so appreciative that you are interested in our agency, and we look forward to working with you.
My name is Melissa Smith, the Director of Innovation and Initiatives at Senior Services, and I'm here to tell you about the Connections program. The Connections program was born out of our Aging with Purpose pilot, put in place to elevate the conversations that we have with the seniors that we served, to really get to know them, get to know their wishes, their gifts, their desires, their talents, and to see if there's anything that we can reconnect them with to the community or put in place to bring more joy and meaning and purpose to their lives. As part of this, we decided to tackle the isolation that many of our elders suffer from. The Connections program provides pet visits, phone visits, home visits, and art lessons through volunteers in the community.
Volunteers also play a very meaningful role in the successful implementation of our programs and services at our Williams Adult Day Center.
My name is Sylvia Martin. I am the Program Activity and Volunteer Coordinator here at the Williams Adult Day Center. And thank you for just coming in to say I want to give my time, my talent, my experience to others. I like to brag about the fact that we have volunteers from 9 months old up into seniors in their 80s and 90s. As a volunteer, we may ask you to comfort someone that's having a stressful day, help serve meals, to help us with activities, or just be there for someone who just needs a hug or just a little comfort. Our whole day is focused on keeping the seniors active, stimulated. We do a lot of crafts. Music is a big thing for us. We try to find interesting activities. We may do gardening. We focus on exercise. We sneak it in with dance. We try to tire them out so when they go home in the afternoons, they just want dinner and go to bed.
My name is Holly Beck. I'm the Volunteer and Community Engagement Manager here at Senior Services. As a volunteer, you will be working with me and other program staff to explore opportunities and ways to get involved. You've seen how our programs work in the community. We're excited to have you working along with us on that mission to help older adults and enrich their lives. We could not do what we do without you. Thank you for helping us serve the seniors in Forsyth County. Welcome to the family.
All right, so thank you so much for watching that. We are going to move on. Hello. We are going to go ahead and move on to the volunteer handbook. And certainly if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at any point once you are off online. All right. So who are we? Senior Services is a nonprofit organization that helps older adults in Forsyth County, with our mission being to have seniors remain at home, to age with purpose and live with dignity, and all of our programs are designed to focus on that, and that includes all of our volunteer roles as well. One of the things I really like about Senior Services is that they have a volunteer mission statement, and it's very important for us and the agency to feel that your experience is rewarding and impactful. We want you to really have a great experience. I myself have volunteered a lot of different places, and I've had some really good experiences. I've had some really good experiences, and I've had some not so great experiences. So I really want to make sure that your experience with us is a great experience and that you feel valued as a volunteer. And I always tell volunteers, if you're volunteering in one role and it's not a good fit, just let us know. We have a lot of different volunteer opportunities. Maybe something else will be a good fit. I have volunteers that have been maybe doing something for 10 years, like Meals on Wheels, and they want to try doing one-on-one visits. That is totally fine. We are really open to feedback and want to hear from you. Let's go back. All right. So let's go ahead and go over the volunteer guidelines and procedures. All volunteers are background checked, and so we will be doing that in the process for you. It takes a couple days to come back, and I will be back in touch with you once those background checks come back. And all volunteers complete an application and orientation like you're doing now. Attendance is very important to any of the volunteer roles. And I always want to mention about weather. If there's bad weather, you're not sure if you need to come in, you can always check on WXII or call the Shore Fair office or the Williams Adult Day Center to see. And also, if for any reason you maybe we're open but you don't feel safe volunteering, that is totally fine. Let us know. You do not need to volunteer. We are totally fine with that. Your safety is the most important thing. As for using technology, all the technology, if you're in the office volunteering using any of our computers, that will be just for senior services purposes only. Okay. So let's talk a little about social media. And so we don't take a position on what you do on social media, but we do have a few policies in place, and those are related to management, staff, and volunteers. What's acceptable? We would love it if you would tag yourself, mention us, like us, check in. We are on a lot of different things that we'll go over shortly with senior services as far as Facebook and Twitter and that sort of thing. And the opinions, views expressed on social media by volunteers of senior services are considered your own and don't reflect the views of us necessarily. What is prohibited is speaking on behalf of senior services, and then disclosing any personal information for employees or non-employee information, anything confidential. We'll talk a little bit later about HIPAA, but it's very important that, for instance, you don't share a picture of your somebody you're volunteering with on social media, or any information about that person, or any information you may come across with staff, or any documentation, things like that. Everything is very confidential. Okay. All right, and so we want to make sure that your online presence in social media is consistent with our core values and does not exhibit anything discriminatory and that sort of thing. And so I do get asked a lot about gifts, if volunteers can accept gifts. And so basically no, especially gift cards, money, anything like that. We do make an exception for something that's maybe a homemade gift, or something, a gift valued at less than $20, or some homemade produce. We have one particular lady, and she loves to knit hats for all the volunteers. And so we certainly don't want to deny her that. So something like that would be very acceptable. Okay. All right, and so as we talked about before, it's very important, your feedback to us. We do an annual satisfaction survey, and we also look to do an exit interview with when you are leaving, to just kind of get any feedback about what you would like to see different, what you liked, anything like that. All right, let's go over some workplace safety policies. So we're committed to the safety of our volunteers, and we really look to provide a safe and healthful working environment that's free of hazards for you and accidents. And so we do ask that you let us know if you see something that's unsafe, and certainly make sure you feel safe. If there's some reason you don't feel safe, you need to just let us know. And I always bring up with Meals on Wheels, we had a volunteer that she was delivering her regular route. And when she went to get out of the car, she saw a dog, a loose dog, and she just didn't feel safe getting out of the car, and that is totally fine. That's so she gave us a call, and we made sure that participant went ahead and got their meal. But we're glad that she did that. And then we did note on the route sheet that there is sometimes a loose dog, so anybody else delivering will be notified of that. So that's kind of a great way to handle it. And kind of a good example of that. All right. So we always want interactions to be safe and courteous between volunteers and participants. We do want to let you know anybody that you are volunteering with, Senior Services has done an in-home visit and determined that it is safe for you to volunteer there. And we do regular assessments throughout the year to determine that. In light of that, we also want to let you know we do not background check our participants. So we just want to be very transparent about that, but we have had staff out there and feel that it's safe for you to go. And odds are, if you're volunteering with a participant in our program, they're probably getting a lot of different services. Maybe they're getting Meals on Wheels, but they may also be getting home care services where they have a CNA or something coming into the home 3 times a week or something like that. Workplace safety policies, always make sure you buckle up, and please do not use your cell phone while driving. And that means not checking your email, your Facebook, your texts, answering calls, anything like that. We do ask that you pull over to the side of the road if you need to do that. And again, if you're unsure of a task or you feel unsafe, do not complete that task. Just let us know. We will take care of it. All right, code of ethics. And so we just really want to respect the right of participants' self-determination. Maybe they're living not how you would want to live your life, but we want to be respectful of that and their choices, and also exercise compassion to everyone, even if they are a little different from us, and to be courteous. Code of conduct. It's really important to maintain boundaries with participants and staff. If you have a participant that you normally deliver meals to and they ask you to go pick up their prescriptions or something like that, that is not within your role, and certainly let us know. We can look to find a service for them, a referral or something that can help with that. So just let us know if you kind of come across something like that. I don't think that happens too often, but again, we want to protect the privacy and confidentiality of both the staff and participants, avoid conflict of interest. And so that may come across as like, you know, if somebody asks, where's a good place to take your car, or who's a good doctor? And it say you tell them someone and then they go and have a bad experience with that. You don't want that reflecting on you or Senior Services. So you can always refer to Senior Services. Helpline is a great resource if they need help with anything or need a referral or something like that. Of course, don't respond to media inquiries. And please return our calls. If you get a call or an email from us, if you could return that within 1 business day, we are probably waiting on something rather urgently. So we would appreciate that. And let us know if you're going to be absent as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we don't have a standing volunteer base that's ready to just jump in at the last minute. So it does take a little bit to coordinate if you're going to be out, especially for Meals on Wheels with a route. And lastly, make sure you do submit any documentation reporting your hours. We do report hours for all of our volunteers, and each program is a little bit different in how they do that. So just make sure if you are required to either submit something online or in person to get that in, okay? And your coordinator will go over with you what you need to do once you get to that point. And so for drug use, of course, we're a drug-free workplace. We don't want you possessing, using, transferring illegal drugs, controlled substances, or anything like that on our property. And that could lead to termination if you are found to do that. Vehicle use, if you're using your vehicle to volunteer with us, it's important that you maintain a driver's license and that you adhere to the federal law when driving, and you are also responsible for your own, in keeping up your insurance, your car insurance. Confidentiality, we kind of talked a little bit about this before. We do fall under HIPAA. And so if you are, say, delivering Meals on Wheels, you're going to get a route sheet with the person's name on it you are going to get, stop share here. You're going to get a route sheet with everybody's name on it, maybe what kind of meal they have, their address, their phone number. You want to be really careful with that route sheet. Don't leave it like sitting out on your seat or in your car seat, or take it in somewhere or take it home. We do ask that you turn it back in once you're done delivering your route with your notes on it. And I always like to tell people too, please be careful that even if you don't share somebody's name, if you're sharing their information, please protect their privacy. You may say, you know, you're telling a friend at church, oh, there's this lady that has this little white dog and she just had surgery, and you know, she lives in this house, this greenhouse or something like that. And somebody, it's a small community, may say, oh, well, that sounds like my Aunt Martha. And so be really careful about that, and don't share any information with people about participants or staff. Okay. So I think we kind of talked about all of that. Okay. Photography and film. So for the participants, again, we want to protect their privacy. We ask that you not take any pictures, videos, or anything of them. And so I always tell volunteers, if a participant really wants a picture with maybe the two of you together or something like that, take it on their phone or their device, and then that stays with them and they can do what they would want with that. As far as volunteer privacy, we take a lot of pictures, and honestly, we assume that you're okay with it unless you tell us otherwise. So if you see that we're taking a group shot or something like that and you don't want your picture taken, it's up to you to let us know that you do not want that taken. And so what do we do with all these photographs, right? We do a lot with social media, promotional things, just to kind of promote our mission. And so those are a couple things there. And that's another good way to reason to connect with us, is to keep track of your pictures. And so staying connected, these are some of our links on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of those things. And of course, we have our website, which you probably have been to if you completed an application or you got on this orientation, you went to our website. So that's a great way to keep up with updates on there. And then we also have a current volunteers page. So they have their own page, and you can kind of see this big arrow how to get there. And what's great about that is you just click on that and you can see updates and announcement, current volunteer needs, anything going on. So that's going to kind of help you stay connected with us. And so wanted to just kind of show you our senior services timeline. We've been in the community a long time, and just how much in the different programs that we do have. We have a fairly big staff. Sometimes people are surprised at all the programs that we have and the staff that works to serve the community. All right. Okay, so we went over the handbook. I will mention to you that there is the core ethics, core values, and our ethics on the website. I would highly recommend that you take a look at that. I'm not going to go over all of that right now. So if you have not already completed your application, you need to do that, and you can click here on the PowerPoint. And that will take you to the website, or you can go right to the website and there's a little button there that says application, volunteer application. So once after this orientation, you're going to go back to the web page and you're going to select the program specific training that you want, such as Meals on Wheels orientation, or maybe you're interested in a different program, and then you would click on that button to do that specific orientation for that program. Once you've completed that, there's another button that will be the volunteer acknowledgement form, and that's the form that just lets me know that you saw all this volunteer orientation, you do your program specific orientation, and you're ready to go. All right, then what happens? So you fill all that out, you watch everything, and then what happens? Then we start working. You worked hard, you filled out your application, you watched the video, you did all the forms. So I'm gonna run your background check and I will let you know once that's back. This is usually like 1 to 2 days. If you're doing Meals on Wheels, a volunteer will contact you to see if you have any questions from the orientation and call you after you run your first route. And then Sue, our program coordinator for Meals on Wheels, will be in contact with you about a route. And Summer and Sue, they're great. They're going to answer any questions you have the day you come to deliver your route. It's really not that complicated. I do it. I actually delivered Meals on Wheels for Meals on Wheels in Virginia for about 1.5 years, and I really, really enjoyed it. I've delivered here a couple times, and I've screwed up a little bit, but the participants are so sweet, and they just appreciate a hot meal or whatever meal you're bringing to them. I know I brought back a bunch of orange juice, as you'll learn when you go into Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels orientation, orange juice is a fruit, not a juice, and I didn't remember that, and I came back with a bunch of orange juice, but you'll do okay. So it seems complicated, but really, really is not. So we will work with you for sure. Now, if you're interested in another program, the coordinator will be in contact with you. If it's Aging with Purpose or something administrative, that'll be me, and we'll go from there. And then congratulations, you are an official Senior Services volunteer. We have, I think, about 1,500 volunteers, so pretty exciting stuff. So thank you so much for joining me today for this orientation. I look forward to working with you and getting you started and really getting you to have just such a wonderful experience. I think you'll really enjoy volunteering with Senior Services. Thank you.